Welcome back. It is Monday, November 28th in the NBA. My three favorite picks are on the way. It's the beginning of a new week. Let's make this one a winning one. Let's talk about how Sunday's picks did. Now we went 1-2 in the NBA. Jaren Jackson Jr. hits us over in points. We're now 3-0 on Triple J's props. Anthony Simons and Rudy Gobert do not get it done. Last week as a whole, from Sunday to Sunday, we're up 0.86 units. It was a very up and down week. Some good days, some bad days, but at least we found a way to get profitable. And hopefully this week's even bigger. I'm expecting a big week this week. Now, if you are new to the Call or Not Shot channel, do me a favor, go down below and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button too. Drop your favorite plays. We're going to have a potential for one, maybe two added plays today, so definitely check that pinned comment in case we do add a play. Now, we did have a 4-3 day in the NFL, and it's Monday, so Monday Night Football is tonight. Steelers versus Colts. I got my favorite player prop, spread pick, and same game parlay in that video. That video was posted last night. Go check that one out. It'll be linked in the description as well. Before I dive into today's plays, a quick moment from today's sponsor. This video is sponsored by Game Time. The holiday season is right around the corner. What better gift to get your friends, family, loved ones than a ticket to their favorite team, artist, or play? Game Time is the perfect app for doing just that and buying those tickets. Game Time has the lowest prices, the best deals, and is super easy to use. But wait, that's not even the best part. If you sign up using our code Calling Our Shot, you will get $20 off your first purchase over $150. So you save money and you get to spend time with your family, friends, and loved ones. Sounds like a win-win to me. Thank you again to Game Time for sponsoring this video. Just a reminder, the link for Game Time, if you want to get $20 off your first purchase over $150, it's down below in the description. My last official note, Calling Our Shot merchandise is here. I have the quarter zip on, but we also have a t-shirt with a nice cool logo. We also have a hat, which is pretty dope. And hopefully you guys, if you guys want to buy it, go for it. It's at callingourshot.com. We certainly would appreciate it. We have a couple different colors. I believe the t-shirt's in white and black. The quarter zip's also in black instead of gray. Then there's another design for the hat. You can at least go check it out. You don't have to buy anything, but if you do and you want to support it and rock the merch, go for it. You ever have any cool ideas you want to see on the merch, or you want to see maybe some hoodies, polos, let us know. We'll definitely potentially add some more things in the coming, coming weeks and months. And if you ever do buy anything, shoot me a picture on Twitter or send it to my email, austin@callingourshot.com. And if you want to be featured in the video, I'll put you in the video, put a picture of you. Either way, let's get into it. Appreciate you guys calling our shot merch. It's exciting. Now, the best bet of the day segment is back. It had a couple days off, but it's not having today off. We're starting with this guy. You probably know who he is. Tyrese Halliburton, taking his over 29.5 points plus assists, minus 125 on FanDuel. This is probably the most juice that I would lay on probably a lot of props like this, but I only had two lines at 7 a.m. earlier this morning. It's either 29.5 on FanDuel or you pay minus 110 at 30.5. And I rather pay a little bit of juice. We saw what happened when I didn't pay the juice for Mr. Devin Vassell on Saturday. Now, if you need an individual line, Halliburton, I suggest his assists. Assists is normally his most consistent line, and is a guy that could go out there and get 15 assists. I mean, his assist line is 11.5, but he's certainly capable of hitting that. And today, the Halliburton and the Pacers, they're staying in the same stadium they played in last night as they're taking on the Lakers. Yesterday they played the Clippers. They end up losing that game. But the Lakers haven't been great defending in general. They're allowing the second most points per game and the fifth most assists per game to opposing point guards. Halliburton is the point guard for the Pacers, and he's been carrying us this season. And while the last couple times we've taken him, he's hurt us, I think he gets us back on track today. Now, Halliburton, like I said, played the Clippers yesterday. He didn't play too well. He had 26 points plus assists and was benched the final 6 minutes of the game due to a blowout. Now, they made it closer than it looked. A 14-point game, I think, was the final deficit, but more or less, the Pacers were down by about 20 before Halliburton was taken out. And he had a rare shooting night where he didn't shoot well. It went 6 for 16, just 37.5% from the field. Halliburton has shot below 40% in only 4 games this season. In the previous 3 instances, because the fourth one was yesterday, he shot 46.7%, 56.3%, and 60% the next game. This is Halliburton, a guy that's going to shoot 14, 16 times. He's not going to really be a guy that shoots 25 times. It's not his game, but I think he can go out there. He's only went under this line once this season in back-to-back games. I just don't think it happens. And that time he did it was over a month ago when he ended with 29 and 28 points plus assists. Going to have the ball in his hands a lot. The over-under is sitting at 234, so they're expecting a lot of points. I think the Pacers can keep this game close, if not win it outright against the Lakers. And you just saw Trey Jones at 36 points plus assists versus the Lakers. I certainly think Halliburton gets us back on track, putting 1.5 units on his over 29.5 points plus assists. I like both of his overs in points and assists, but I'd rather combine them. If you want to take his PRA line, go for it. I don't trust Halliburton as a big rebounder, but He might chip in 3, 4, 5, 6 rebounds and should be able to hit the PRAs as well. Go get it done, Halliburton. Best bet of the day is back, 1.5 units. Now, let's move on to my game pick of the day, as we're going to try to do these almost every single day. I like the Phoenix Suns on the money line, -102 on FanDuel. Now, the Suns are on the road in Sacramento, taking on a pretty solid Kings team. The Kings have surprised a lot of people so far this season, including myself, and I really like the team. I like what they've got going for them, and so far on the year, the Kings, 10-8 overall. After winning 7 straight games, they have dropped their last 2 to the Hawks and Celtics, and they find themselves back at home. Both of those 2 losses were on the road. Now, today, they're going to get a tough test against a very good Phoenix Suns team, and the Phoenix Suns will be without Chris Paul, and that's at least what I anticipate. I believe he's out, but you never know with the NBA, but he should be out. And I trust the Suns just a little bit more because I think they can play defense, while I don't know if the Kings know how to play defense. The Suns are 13-6, have won 4 straight games, and they've been doing these 4 straight game winning streak because of their defense. They've allowed teams to just score 95, 105, 102, and 112 points. If they can do a similar feat and keep this Kings team under 112, I think they should be able to beat them. Now, you look at the last 2 games, the Suns have shot poorly from the field, 13 of 52 from the 3-point line, so maybe they're going to make some more threes tonight. And you could say the same thing about the Kings, who haven't shot well from the 3-point line in their last 2 games. But look at this, again, eventually I think this game comes down to the defensive side of the ball. Both these 2 teams have great offenses. The Suns, 2nd in offensive rating, the Kings are 3rd. However, their defenses are much different. The Suns are 5th in defensive rating, the Kings 23rd. And also the Suns average the 3rd fewest turnovers, the Kings the 20th. So I look at these 2 teams, both can score the basketball, but I don't trust the Kings to play enough defense. And when the 4th quarter comes around, the Suns are one of the best teams out winning when the 4th quarter's there. And I think they're just going to be the better team at the end of the night. I was actually looking at the Kings, and then I saw 80+% of the bets in the money is on the Kings. I just don't think that's how easy it is to bet on the Sacramento Kings. I think people look at a Suns team that hasn't played great on the road. The Kings have played good at home. I think it's going to be more of evening out of this game. I think the Suns are the better team. I think Devin Booker shows up in a big way. DeAndre Ayton's been playing pretty well and playing aggressive, and so has Mikal Bridges, Cameron Payne, and all these guys. I like the Suns a little bit more. Give me them on the money line. Don't expect them to be underdogs too many times this year. I like them in this one. -102 on FanDuel, my game pick of the day. Now let's move on to my final player prop before I talk about maybe a couple added plays. We'll talk about that, but let's get into this guy. DeMar DeRozan taking his over 27.5 points, -106 on FanDuel. Now, DeRozan's hurt us before this year, but it appears, knock on wood, DeRozan is back to his elite usage that he saw last season. You look at his last 5 games, DeRozan scored 28+ points, hitting the over in all 5 games. Now, the reason they aren't juicing this lineup too much is because they're still waiting to see if this is still the DeRozan from last year when his volume was ridiculous. Over his last 4 games, DeRozan, 24 or more field goal attempts in all 4 games. That's pretty good. Now, the reason DeRozan was hurting us earlier this year, and the reason we couldn't trust him, is he had a lot of games where we went up there and shot like 6, 9, 11, 12 field goal attempt games. Look, if you got a guy with the line normally in like the 24.5 to 27.5 range, and he's only shooting 10-ish times, you're not going to hit the over more often than not. But now that he's shooting a lot and he takes a lot of high percentage looks, I have a lot of faith in Mr. DeRozan. I really love the matchup today. Now, DeRozan is an above 50% shooter from the field. Most of his looks are either in the mid-range or they're at the rim driving. And in today's matchup versus the Jazz, we got an over-under at 234.5. We also have a game that's really like a 2-3 spread. So this game should be close, and I expect DeRozan to be pretty aggressive. DeRozan scored 28+ points in 20 of his last 25 games with 20 or more field goal attempts. DeRozan also a guy that get to the free throw line 7, 8 times. You can also get to the free throw line like 15 to 20 times if it's one of those type of games. And DeRozan, we know he can, if he turns it on, and he sometimes can, he could score 20 points in a quarter. And I just look at this, I think some people might be scared of Jared Vanderbilt, a pretty decent defender on the Jazz side, but DeRozan has scored 38, 30, and 35 points in his last 3 against Vanderbilt. DeRozan leads the Bulls in drives per game at 12.1. Over the last 4 games, he's up that to about 14.5. And the Jazz allow the most points per game in the paint. So when he's driving, getting to the paint, or doing the mid-ranges in the paint, he's going to be able to knock him down. I think he's going to have a pretty good game. DeRozan last year scored 32 and 25 versus Utah, and we've seen similar players have career nights against this team. We saw Devin Booker have 27 points versus the Jazz in their last game. He shot like 8 for 27 from the field. He had like 11 free throw attempts. He also scored 49 versus Utah earlier this year. We also saw Joel Embiid, obviously a different player, but he scored 59 against the Jazz, and I think DeRozan is going to get it going today. I see a lot of people on Zach LaVine's over, but In my opinion, I'd rather trust a guy like DeRozan. He's more efficient. He's just going to get to the free throw line more often. If Zach LaVine doesn't make his first couple of shots, sometimes he just starts to defer more to DeRozan. DeRozan never seen a shot he didn't like. I think he gets active, takes a lot of high percentage looks, gets to the free throw line. Great high scoring matchup against this Jazz team. Give me DeMar DeRozan. Give me his over 27.5 points. Just DeMar, just go out there and shoot. I don't care if you don't make them. At least go shoot it 20 plus times, and I can live with this. Now, those are my 3 plays of the day. I do want to add an under, but I don't really have a lot of lines this morning. I'm going to be looking at an under in the Cavaliers-Raptors game. I know that game's probably going to be lower scoring than probably most games on the slate. So definitely check out the pinned comment. You might see an added play or two. Definitely go check that out. You will see exactly if I do add a play. I anticipate at least adding 1, maybe 2 plays today. So go check out that pinned comment section. I'll also post it to our All-Stars first. And of course, we have a couple new All-Stars. Let's shout them out. We got Kyle. We got Bread of Life 388. We got Jimmy. We got Wayne. Thank you guys all so much for supporting the channel. We're going to wrap up this video with 3 final notes. Calling Our Shot merch is here. Go check it out. CallingOurShot.com. You can go buy some merch. Game Time link down below in the description. If you want to sign up for Game Time, you can obviously get $20 off your first purchase, just of over $150. Just make sure you use that link down below. And of course, Monday Night Football is already here. You can go check that out. We got the Steelers versus the Colts. Favorite player, perhaps spread pick, same game parlay in that game. Go check it out. All the links down below. All the links on the screen. Appreciate you guys as always. This is Austin. I'm signing out. See you guys back again tomorrow. Peace.